So 2 years ago, I received and I did a first impressions video on this knife here. You guys have seen it in a lot of my videos. It's my Australian Woodlore clone made by Jed Campbell. You've also seen I put a lanyard on it. You guys watched me wet form the sheath, my first wet forming ever. Probably the least pro wet forming video you guys will ever have seen, but anyways, it's done and I like it. The effect is good. So, you know, here's a little video of how much I like it 2 years on. If you don't want to watch the whole video, the Cole's notes is I like this knife a lot. It's done me well, especially for the price. I think I remember I paid like 190 bucks around there, give or take, once you add in everything, maybe just under 200. I don't quite remember. So I just wanted to show you like how well it still works 2 years on. To some of you it's like, well, of course it still works 2 years on. It's metal and wood. But the first thing I'd like to say is the metal has held up very well. In my pocket dump video you guys saw that there's a little patina going on and everything, but there's no rust. Okay, I take care of my stuff, right? I mean, okay, there's patina that I still have to take off, but you know, I don't like use it in the rain and then throw it in the sheath and forget about it. I always oil it up afterwards and everything, and so, you know, the desert ironwood is holding up nicely. There's no staining on there or anything. It's just, you know, it's just a beautiful knife. And when I had first gotten it, I remember saying that I wasn't great about the fact that the handle was really square in cross section instead of the roundness that I was expecting. But no hot spots. You know, it works really well in the hand. And in fact, Morris Krahansky says that he likes a knife with a square cross section handle. He says that fits in your hand better. Okay. My experience backs him up, that's for sure. So what I want to show you guys first. Let's just take, this is a piece of fresh, I think it's blue spruce if I remember correctly. I'm going to show you a little batoning, maybe a little carving, you know, just the usual stuff. Most of what I did in the first impressions video, just to show you how, you know, how it's held up. If you don't love this smell of a nice evergreen, there's something wrong with you. Oh, this is the mallet that I use for carving spoons with. I made it out of just an old hunk of wood. It's terrible, but it works. Just in case you're wondering. Okay, I know that not everyone likes batoning. I get it. I don't do it a lot, unless I'm doing just like little pieces of kindling. But I'm showing you how robust the knife is, okay? So, okay. Right through a knot, but that's okay. Easy as pie. And there's no damage. The things that damage, say, the spine of a knife, is like, you know, when you use it for a ferro rod. There's always a little scratching going on and stuff. I mean, the spine on this knife is sharp enough that it works great with a ferro rod. It works great, you know, if I want to like just sort of scrape off, well, this is not the right bark for it, but say I've got a piece of like cedar and for some reason I just want to scrape off some bark like to use as you know, as a fire starter or something. You want a really good 90-degree spine, and this has it, you know. I remember Crick did a video about like grinding the spine on a Mora to make it 90 degrees so that you can start fires and stuff with it. I think that's a great idea. I haven't done it with this one yet, but I might. Let's just see a little carving. It's funny, since I've started making these videos, my approach to safety has changed a lot. Like when I just started out, I didn't really know much, I guess. Or like my approach to safety was, you know, your typical car campers, you know, I mean, we're going camping this weekend and blah blah blah. But like now, if I stop using a knife, I don't just put it down on the ground. on occasion when I'm, not at my best, I might do this, but even that, it goes back in the sheath, you know. It's very good at at carving. I mean, that's the Scandi magic, though, right? I mean, they're always pretty good at carving. There's just something to that grind that works really, really well. And because of the weight of it, the thickness of the blade and everything, it's almost effort-free, you know? I didn't start that off very well at all. Sorry, guys. Let me start it here. My technique for feather sticks, it has and continues to evolve. You know, when I first started, I was just like, and the feather sticks were never good. But I mean, now that I've sort of, through watching a lot of you guys' videos, okay, grammatically that was terrible, but through watching a lot of other YouTubers, I've come to modify my technique and, angle the blade a little bit, and I've got so much more control than I used to. I do love me some YouTube community action, that's for sure. Maybe chopping. I don't chop with a knife. I gotta tell you, I use an axe for chopping, but in my first impressions video, I did show a little chopping. So I'm gonna do it. I think a certain amount of weight is what you really want for like a successful chopping design. My chopping technique is non-ideal because I don't do it. This is just to show you guys that a good robust knife is what you want. Through all this, I mean, in the past 2 years, I've gotten some tiny nicks on the blade, but nothing to write home about at all. Nothing that didn't grind out. I say grind with air quotes because sandpaper is what I've been using lately. Gone. You know? It's 01 tool steel is my favorite steel for many reasons. One of which is that it's just so damn easy to sharpen and to care for. So now I'm going to start a fire using the knife for everything from treating my wood to starting the fire with a ferro rod. Thing is, with a good knife you can do pretty much anything. It's a very important tool when you're in the bush. It's a very important tool for survival if you're lost or something. But I mean, even just camping, a good knife can be the difference between a great weekend and a very difficult one. That wasn't very well done. Sorry, folks. This is the ferro rod I won from Tank Tracks with the fire kit that he sent me when I entered his top secret giveaway. It's a little fat wood. I find it just helps. Well, it helps for two things. It helps to extend your ember, and it smells so damn good. Let's put a little platform of stuff, because I find that when lighting in one of these things, like trying to get it on camera can be a bit of a chore. Well, I'll come around. Hope I don't block everything. Oh, okay. Well, that worked out well. You know, I haven't stopped preferring the flint and steel, but I'll tell you what, when you're a little better at the ferro rod, it sure is faster. So the upshot, would I buy this knife again if I didn't have it? When I did buy this, I didn't know Jed Campbell from a hole in the ground. I saw some pictures on a knife forum somewhere and decided to take a chance. And that chance really paid off. If I was in the same position, yeah, I would buy it again. It's done yeoman's service for me. I love how it looks as it's getting kind of more and more beat up. Like, I love how the leather is I love how the leather is wearing. I love the little dings it's getting, and I love how no matter how rough this blade is starting to look in terms of stuff I can clean off, it's not really getting chewed up. Like, for all the batoning and carving and blah 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 I did today, granted it was on like cedar and blue spruce and stuff, but I have done the same on maple and such things, and the knife has held up extremely well. And man, I love the desert ironwood, man. Such a nice, look at that, look at that, so nice. It's such a classy, simple looking knife. What I would have changed if I was to do this again is the spacers. Instead of black, I would have gone for yellow, because I think that like a nice bright yellow would have looked so perfect against the darkness, and it would have sort of recalled these guys here, you know, the, what are they, Corbeil bolts, I think. So all told, I love the package. I would buy it again. Look, it's not my last knife, but I definitely think I'm going to have it a long time. I'm going to pass it down to my daughter one day if she decides she's into the bushcraft or the forest in any way. So yeah, all told, between, you know, 1 and 10, I give it a massive thumbs up. And I guess that's all she wrote. I really have to cut it short here because right now it's 26 degrees, but we do have a massive storm warning in effect for Montreal, so I'm out of time because it looks like the clouds are rolling in on me. So that's all she wrote. Thanks for watching, guys. Man, I did something stupid here. See this down here? Check it out. What I did here was very dangerous. I'm showing it to you guys because I did something stupid on the YouTubes, and I want to admit and acknowledge that that was the stupidest thing in the world to do. Don't do it. I'm going to get some water and put it on this right now. I guess we're not all perfect, right? I don't know why I did that. Anyways, I'm going to fix it right now. See you guys later.